Welcome back to Nerd Your Enthusiasm, and today we're going to do a quick recap discussion on Peacemaker. So you finally caught all the way up.
Yeah, I just finished it. It was a little bit late, a few weeks late, but yeah, just finished it all. You were going along week by week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, should we do like a non-spoiler little review quick?
Okay, so I don't know if people will agree or disagree, I don't really care, but I actually enjoyed the series more so than I did the movie he was in.
Me too.
And I enjoyed Suicide Squad totally, but like I actually really liked the show more.
I did too.
It was.
I didn't think I would.
Yeah, it's such a wacky, like, just bizarre version of what what DC has done.
Yeah.
And I think it just worked well because for so long I think they focused on like, oh, we got to make the gritty reboot.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't always work out well, or it's like.
And we got to have an ensemble.
Yeah, it's just got to be so much. They're trying to tell these stories and
yeah.
I don't know. It's so hit or miss, obviously.
Yeah.
But as the show goes, I mean, you have this character who is like an anti-hero. He's not like a good guy. He's done bad things. He thinks he's doing the right thing, which sometimes he's not doing the right thing. So you have this really conflicting character, and it's funny because I saw an interview with James Gunn, and he was like, a lot of the things he does are wrong, but like he has a point in what he's doing. And it's funny because you watch it and you're like, yeah, I guess so.
There's a few characters in there that are kind of like
they all sort of walk the line.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like Vigilante, like he's clearly a psychopath.
And I mean that's kind of like the whole thing with Suicide Squad and Amanda Waller. Is
exactly.
Like, she wants to use these, questionable gray area people
because they're already in prison. They'll do anything.
And then exactly, and then if they die, then who cares?
Then it's like whatever, they were bad or like,
yeah.
But I really enjoyed the show. Surprisingly so.
I loved it. I would just say if you like James Gunn, then you'll like it. If you like James Gunn and his style and the wackiness and just random stuff and the 80s rock music and all that stuff, that aesthetic and like all that feel, then you'll love it. Yeah, for sure.
And if you enjoy superhero movies that don't shy away from violence and gore, because this is certainly different than other.
It was like The Boys.
It's definitely different from things DC's done, where like in Aquaman, like I feel like half the time they would just cut away from the enemy getting hit, even with the punch. But this, it's like headshots, gore, heads exploding, like no shying away from any of that stuff, which I think can be enjoyable. Like it's fun. I don't know. It's just different, and it's so ridiculous that it fits into the world. Because if you were seeing those same things in like a serial killer like thriller movie, it'd be like, yeah, that's horrible. But like because of the context and the characters and the ridiculousness of all of them, and how their character arcs actually flush out where they go from the start of the first episode to who they become near the end. I mean, I think it just worked. It just worked really well.
Should we talk about some of them individually?
Yeah.
We'll go right off the bat with Peacemaker, John Cena.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought he was good.
Yeah,
like you said, I liked him more in this than in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't really even love him really in the Suicide Squad, and I know a lot of people didn't. And when they saw, he's gonna get his own series, everybody was kind of like, really, him? Like out of all of those guys, you give him the series? So, but I don't think they're regretting it now. I think it was good. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's because because of his character, he really got to like lay into the like hamminess and the ridiculousness of who the character is.
Yeah.
That it just works so well with his mannerisms and the way he talks and the way he presents the character.
Yeah.
It just like he just went all out with it, which I think is for someone like that you have to do. Because, like, thinking about it, it's like, who else would play Peacemaker? Like,
no, I was just thinking that. Yeah,
it's he is Peacemaker. Like, I can't think of like, what actor would be also good for that? Like,
it'd be weird. Yeah.
It would just be weird at this point. So I think he was great as Peacemaker.
And I think this was kind of just with the show in general, but with him, his character, they balanced. Obviously, they pointed out a lot of the absurdity of his archetype of like just with the freedom and like all of that kind of stuff.
He'll kill any man, woman, or child
like
for the sake of peace.
Yeah,
it's like is that? But that's not peace. Which is why it's funny. Which is why he keeps saying it. Yeah.
And they kind of pointed that out, and they made it even better that he's kind of one way, you know, with just like how he is and his ideologies. But then his dad is like that, but even more.
And a white supremacist.
Super racist. Like actually really, really racist and all these things. And he was the bad guy, which was cool. And so it was funny.
And then you see Peacemaker change too.
Yeah, exactly.
You see him not wanting to kill, which doesn't really work out. Like, you know, makes things worse. And then, but gave, you know, obviously gave plot lines that needed to happen. But it was interesting seeing him go from one way to him having like these struggles and then almost fine tuning that into what he needed to be by the end of the show.
Yeah.
Which season 2 got greenlit. So.
Also, just to wrap it up at the end, it was perfect. Like you're talking about his arc of what he needed to be by the end. I think it was very telling. One of the last scenes with when the Justice League does show up, that he's like, you're too late, like and like basically like I don't even need you. We don't need you.
Which by the way was hilarious.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Even though, you know, you had Wonder Woman and Superman kind of hidden in the dark.
Yeah, clearly not. Gal Gadot and Henry Cavill. But Ezra Miller and that was hilarious. And Jason Momoa showing up, that was cool.
Which I felt like made a lot of sense because they're both were filming respectively their own individual movies. But I mean, it was funny. And like even
I read about it, they filmed it was on the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 set while they were doing that. Marvel let them do that.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But it fit so much more because Flash is already funny, but and Aquaman too. But like the whole like rumor thing that he was talking about, it felt more adult, like The Boys. Yeah. You know, I was like, oh man, it felt like deep or you know something like that. I was like, see, if he wasn't just like stuck in these like PG-13, you know, general audience movies, he could do this. So it would actually be sweet if like Aquaman got his own no holds barred series or something.
Which is interesting because a lot of these DC comics, they tend to be more mature.
Right.
Like if you were to exactly copy and paste some of the comic books, I mean they would just be rated R. Like even Moon Knight, like there's like if you've actually read a Moon Knight comic or seen any Moon Knight comic, there's like he swears a ton, F-bombs, like Disney's not going to do that. Extreme violence, like just complete uncensored, you know, and so I think for DC, now that they're seeing the success that these movies can do, like with Joker, with what was the Harley Quinn movie?
Birds of Prey.
Yeah,
like I was just gonna say anything Harley Quinn.
They're just letting it go, and they're going, oh wait a second, we're doing this, and they're still uber successful and making us a ton of money. Like, oh maybe we can let these directors, writers write a good story and not have to take things away because we feel like we're going to limit our audience.
Right.
Which again, like I can't imagine Peacemaker being like PG-13. Like,
I mean, we saw, you know, Deadpool kind of set the standard and then Logan the year after that and then Deadpool 2 and then Joker being like one of the biggest. And so, just like you said, they're like, okay, we can just have a specific director with a specific vision do whatever they want, and it can be rated R.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. Or James Gunn with the Suicide Squad. And they're just like, I think they're letting people have more freedom.
Yeah. You know? Whether or not it's within their, you know, extended universe or a standalone thing, such as the Joker, the Batman, these movies that kind of are in their own world. But they're so successful.
Honestly,
so just keep doing that.
At this point, you have the Batman, which was just incredible, and Joker and stuff like that. You could just take the DCEU that they have right now and just put it down to like HBO, and then you could have all of these characters doing stuff like this, either like wacky and funny or super dark and gritty and violent, and they can be interacting and they can be crossing over and stuff. But you could have way more freedom, I think. You know,
absolutely.
And then you could just have these one-off movies. I don't know. We're not producers, but
we just enjoy the movies.
Either way, I like both. I mean, I like whatever we get. So It was good. Super good. Oh, I forgot her name. Jennifer Holland, I think, is the blonde girl.
Yeah.
It's James Gunn's girlfriend. Fiance. Yeah. She was super good.
Yeah, she's really good.
And then
who plays Vigilante?
Honestly, Vigilante was my favorite.
Yeah,
he was my favorite. Good. Honestly, he was so good. Yeah. He was so funny. His delivery was so just good. His awkwardness. Yeah, he was my favorite by far.
His weird positivity.
Yeah,
you know, but it works so well with Peacemaker and how they were best friends.
Yeah. All of those, I loved all of them. I'm forgetting all their names. The other girl too, and then also the guy Diebeard. He's always accusing him. So all of them, I think they all did a super good job. Yeah. And then the other one, the dad. The dad was great. What's his name? I forgot the actor.
Can I remember?
I just forgot it. I know it. But the actor, he
Peacemaker's dad. That's his dad.
Yeah. Super good. Obviously
he was
bad,
so good.
But
he was so good at being bad, which is good.
And it's always great to have a character like that because it's like nobody, everybody's super happy about brutally killing a racist white
murderer,
child molester, something like that. Everyone's like, great.
Exactly.
It's a Nazi, kill him.
Mm-hmm. But it's even better when they portray it so well that you actually just dislike them.
Yeah.
Because there's some villains who it's like, oh, you're telling me he's the bad guy. Yeah. But in this you go, oh, he is the bad guy.
Yeah. And it just adds another dimension that it's Peacemaker's dad.
Yeah.
And he came from that. Yeah, so it kind of answers some things. And so, anyways, it was good. His suit looked cool. I liked
his suit. His
suit was so cool. I was like, wow.
And all of his
looks so cool.
All of his crazy quantum tech, where you open the closet and it was that huge room where he had all the helmets.
So ridiculous.
Just more to the universe, more to that world that worked really well.
I think that's the perfect word to describe it. What you said, ridiculous. That's the show. Yeah. So, but great, ridiculously great.
Absolutely.
So, final thoughts.
Loved it. Looking forward to season 2. Probably do rewatch before then because I was doing it week by week, but I do want to kind of sit and binge it in a day or in a 2-day span because it was funny, it was violent, it was fun, entertaining,
super fun.
I'm excited for more.
Yeah, if you like that, if you liked the Suicide Squad, I think you would like this more, we said. Yeah, for sure. And I wasn't even sold with Peacemaker and stuff. I was kind of a little hesitant, but no, I'm super glad I watched it. It was great.
Yeah. All right, so that was our quick recap review for Peacemaker. Obviously, we both liked it. Mm-hmm. We want more. And if you haven't seen it, I don't know why you watched this. Because we spoiled most of it.
Yeah.
But if you were debating, go watch it.
Go watch it.
I don't think you'll regret it. It was great. Yeah.
We'll see you for season 2.
Perfect.